science behind or the logic behind. If receivable, then why selling? If payable, then why purchasing? You can refer to our previous lecture. It's already on YouTube. You can see over there. So sellers of the future currency can close out their position by buying the identical future contracts prior to settlement. What do we call this? Closing future position. Since we are talking about future, so the analysis of future and forward are the same. So you don't worry about if the question says forward, then don't confuse about we talk about future and question is about forward, because calculation is the same. Only difference is that the future is traded in exchange regulated by some authority. Every country has its own exchange. In America, there is Chicago Mercantile Exchange, right? And also it can be used for speculation. So speculation can occur. Number one strategy. Currency future contracts are sometimes purchased by speculators attempting to capitalize on their expectation of a currency future movements. They are also sold by speculators who expect that the spot rate will be less than the rate at which they would oblige to sell it. If you understand in future, that if you are pretty confident that in future the price is going to decrease, then the appropriate condition is that you sell at high prices, you lock the rate right now. And if you find out, if your analysis or you are very confident about the future that price is going to rise, then you enter into the contract of buy at lower price. You lock the rate at buying rate, and you find out that whatever in the market, if the prices are high, then you bought it at lower price, you can sell it into the market at that time. Understand? If you want me to repeat, just say repeat. Okay, let's move to the next slide. So if you understand all the previous discussions, then please answer this concept checker. I'm going to read it out. Which of the following is the most likely strategy for a US firm that will be receiving Swiss francs in the future and desire to avoid exchange rate risk? And there is no offsetting position in francs available as well. Ali.
I'm gonna guess B.
You said B. Laura?
I think it's A. I also think it's B, because when we have B, then it's not gonna have any exchange rate because it's selling the Swiss.
I also heard A, right?
I would say B.
Okay.
Carolina.
It's okay. I'm just writing down the options. Leo?
I also think it's B.
B. Jackie? Jackie, are you here? Sipode?
I'm also guessing B.
Ploy?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think A.
You think A. David, can you speak? If you cannot, just write it down on chat.
Yes, sir. I'm not really sure, but I would go for B.
Okay, so I'm just going to be going back here and talk about it. We will purchase future contract when we want to hedge payables. We sell future contract when we want to hedge receivable. So this condition belongs to, let me just repeat the question one more time. So which of the following is the most likely strategy for a US firm that will be receiving? Receiving means their customers are paying them in Swiss franc, which means they are account receivable, right? And since it is US firm, so US firm will be having Swiss franc. So they need Swiss franc? No, they would be exchanging it with US dollar. So they will be buying more or they will be selling Swiss franc. So when they receive the Swiss franc, of course, they will be selling this Swiss franc and converting it to their US dollar. So the answer would be B. Right, Ploy?
Yeah, I got it.
Carolina, got it?
Yes, I got it.
Good. How about this question? Which of the following is not true regarding futures contract? Michael?
I want to think a little more.
Okay, sure, take your time. CP Day?
Isn't it C because
I'm
of the over
between
the
A
counter?
or C.
AC. Halima?
I'm not really sure. I'm sorry. Like I was thinking B or C.
Okay, you also say C. Just participate. Don't worry about that. This is just a class. Okay, well, I'm not testing, I'm not through, testing this exam. I'm going to give you the marks for that. This is just participation. Leo?
Probably C.
C. Nicola?
So just to clarify, this over the country, it's like another country that makes the
No, there
like
over the counter.
Over the counter.
Over the counter.
Sorry?
Over the counter. It's not over the country. It's over the counter.
Over the counter. Over the counter. It cannot. Over the counter cannot. C. C is not true.
Okay, Ali?
Yeah, I'd say C2.
Right? So unlike forward contracts, they are generally traded on exchange. Yes, true. Futures are traded on exchange. They are regulated. So future contracts are standardized, yes, and they are available in some kind of sizes. We talk about that. For like pounds are available in 6 to 500. One contract. American one contract is $100,000, like that. We talk about that, table. For example, Chinese 1 million yuan minimum. It's like that. Number C. There is an active market for future? No. For future, there must be some kind of regulator. And in over the counter, there is no regulator. And for example, banks, they have their own over the counter, which means they have their own electronical platform. Every bank, they have their own. HSBC has their own. The Bank of China has their own platform, right? So they will be regulated by their own rules, not a standard, government regulations. And the last one is currency futures can be used for speculators. Yes, even forwards can be used for speculator. So the answer is?
So where is the forward contracts dealed? I mean, it's not in the exchange rate. Is it in the bank?
They are banks, they are agents, Also,
Okay.
they are the WeChat agents as well. You know,
Mm-hmm.
in your country as well, they are also
Yeah, I know.
yeah, they are also called the forward,
Good.
right? Yes, C was the answer. Okay, now currency. Let me just see that. Hey, currency option market. We already talked about the call option and put option, and now this is the time, you know, by which we are talking about the options in detail and also do some numericals like we did for future and forward. So the introduction is just like that. We already discussed. I'm just going to go through a little bit fast. If you don't understand, you can always say repeat, sir, I don't understand. So currency options provide the right to sell or purchase currencies at specific price. Remember, these are options. So they are not obligations. So sorry. On one side, they have obligation, and on the other side, they have right or choice or option. But one side is always obligation. Exchange options. Exchanges are regulated by SEC, Security and Exchange Commissions. So options are also, if you know, options are on exchange, which means it is regulated. So they will be monitored by SEC, which is Security and Exchange Commission, which also regulate the stock market. Right? Over the counter, done by commercial banks, brokerage firms, right? Unlike currency options traded on exchange, the over the counter market offers currency options that are tailored to specific needs of the firm. Like they are available in sizes. If you don't need the sizes, if you need $250,000, you can go to the bank for just $250,000. But if you are finding out the option, then you need to buy 3 contracts of dollar. One contract is 100,000. So it means you will be entering for $300,000. You need $250,000, right? So that's the difference between exchange and the over the counter. So you can tailor the option according to your need. If you are going to the exchange, it will be given at a standardized. Either you can go for 2 options, which means you will be underfunded. You needing 250,000, and now you can only cover risk up to 200,000, or you can go your surplus one, which means this is 300,000. You will be taking extra options of $50,000, right? So that is the difference between exchange and over the counter. Over the counter are according to your needs. You can go to a private bank or a brokerage firm, and if you are going to the exchange, then you need to respect the exchange rules. So let's talk about the currency call option. So currency call option means it grants a right to buy